Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and this is part 2 of the truck build for Proline by the Fire. Now today in this video we'll be doing rims and tires. I originally had these Enduro rims, which I liked a lot, but they did not fit on these Proline wheels, on these Proline tires for some reason. And what it came down to, I removed the foams. I thought maybe the foams were too big. What it came down to is this piece right here that it grips onto was simply just too thick and they would not close. Even if I tried longer screws, just nothing would make them forced to be with each other. So instead I went to the hobby shop and I got these SSD wheels, which I know will fit because SSD wheels normally do fit Proline tires, and I have SSD wheels on my other Proline tires on my Hyraxes on the truck there. So I got these 1.9 bead locks. Let's go ahead and open these up. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the Enduro wheels. I'm not going to return them. I will either keep them and see if I have to use them at a later date, maybe for another project, or I'll just sell them or give them to a buddy. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with them, but I'll probably just hold on to them for now, just in case. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll put them on my Tacoma on those wheels, on those tires if they fit. So here's the bead lock. It is a 3-piece. And I never had a bead-lock before where the 3-piece actually looks like it attaches right here. You just undo these center screws. Normally it's the round screws. Now, it does have the multicolored, as you see the other beads right here. I'm not sure how I feel about those. I could always unscrew them individually and paint them, but I'm not sure I really want to go through all that trouble, so I'll just deal with it for now. And as the truck obviously gets dirty and beat up, it'll start to kind of take the color off of these. But who knows? It's kind of hard to tell how you'll like them when they're not on the truck yet. So I'm going to put you guys up so you can look down. I'll show you how to, pretty simple explanation how to put on a bead-lock. It is not that hard, depending on the bead-locks you have. I know RC 4-wheel drive bead-locks are a pain to put on. They're not RC 4-wheel drive tires, so I stayed away from those. But if you happen to have RC 4-wheel drive bead-locks, I know there's a couple videos online that can actually help you put on the RC 4-wheel drive bead-locks if you have them on a tire, or if you have a Proline tire. But I did actually, there's a set I did like for RC 4-wheel drive, but I just realized it wasn't worth the hassle, so I got these ones instead, and I can't say I'm not mad with them. I do like the way they look. So I'm going to position you guys upwards so you can see how to put on a bead lock. Alrighty, so I just mounted a couple of these bead locks. I am now on the last one, and a trick that I learned is that these screws are not going to be long enough in the initial of installing. So what you want to do is you're going to want to line up your rear, and the screws that I chose were where's the front of the package? Anyways, it was the two. So this is the 10, but it was the 2.5 millimeter by 15 screws. I just got the 10 just in case I needed them, but it was the 15 screws, as you can see here. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your back bead lock is centered, and these are a 4-piece bead lock. So make sure it's nice and centered in the middle. Then you go ahead and grab the butt of the bead lock, put it in there, flip it over, and you're going to want to put one of these long screws on either side of it. So you go like that, and like I said, these are not going to be the screws they use to mount the bead lock with. These are just going to be to get the bead lock down centered with it. And then after that, you will be unscrewing these, and you then will use the normal screws once these are down to a safe length. So now you're just going to switch sides, screwing them down. There we go. You just want to keep it going. And of course you want to make sure that your bead is in and your bead's in on the front. So once you get these down to a safe distance where you then can go in and fit the little screws, so about there should be fine. You want to try to make them as even as possible, and then as you can see, there should be fine. And there's the rear. Now, since you can go ahead and squeeze in the little bead lock wheels, you want to go ahead, or screws, sorry, you want to go ahead and use the screws that it came with. Now you're going to go and secure these on the spots that the long screws are not on. And then once you do 4 out of the 6 screws, you are okay to go ahead and unscrew the 2 long ones and replace those with the 2 tiny screws, and boom, that is how you can mount your bead-lock if the screws are not long enough to reach. You just got to make sure in the rear and the front that the bead is actually inside. As you see, I just removed a long screw. Boom. And boom. And now we are good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and finish screwing these on, and I will cut next to these actually on the truck. So this is the stance it sits at with all 4 wheels on. As you see, it turned out very nice. This is what the front looks like. I am going to be getting a new bumper, repainting it, and then putting it a winch mount in the middle. But it'll be the same bumper. I'm not sure if the body's uneven, because you look here, there's like the room the wheel has on this side, the room the wheel has on here, but they are body posts that are pretty even. So I don't know if I'm just going crazy or if the body doesn't sit on evenly. Could just be because the back adjusts like that. But in part 3 we'll have more of the pieces, including the light kit and some more body accessories. But yeah, so far in part 2 this is what we got. This is how the body sits. That'll obviously be for a custom bed, but I think these tires definitely are giving me the look I want. I might even add a little bit of spacers to move them out just the slightest bit, and then move the suspension down a little more. But other than that, that's what we got so far. I'd like to thank you guys for following along in this series, and get ready for part 3. Alrighty, have a good day.